everybody, and welcome to the Bold Women's Table. Every single month, me and my friend Jazz and Vicky, we have these discussions where we ask each other questions, and we kind of go around take turns in asking questions, and we get really deep here. So if there's any questions or anything that you hear us say that you connect with, you can put it in the comments, or you can keep it to yourself. But we like to see the interactions. And also today we are living boldly, aging wisely, and manifesting intentionally. That's what the Bold Women's Table is all about. And today we're going to talk about healing while still living your life. Woo! This one
Yeah.
is going to be quite deep and
Get the
really in
shovel.
your feelings. So today we're going to talk about healing, but not the kind that pauses your life. This is about living, loving, traveling, growing, and showing up while you're still healing. Because so many of us think we need to fix before we can live fully, and that's simply not true. Before we get into the first question, Jazz and Vicky, do you want to introduce yourselves? Just so for anybody that hasn't,
Oh,
seen our.
sure. Sure, I'll go first. So I'm Vicki, and my channel is Aging on Your Terms, where I share my family's drama and trauma to motivate you to plan for your future so that you can unapologetically age on your terms.
Hey, I'm Jazz. I'm your traveler buddy. On the channel, I'm talking about traveling the world, going after your dreams, not posing them. I'm currently doing a daily live where I give you tips for 90 days on how to travel boldly. And travel for me doesn't mean just taking the plane, it's also traveling in your backyard.
Mhm.
So everyday life can be an adventure. That's what you will find on my channel.
Oh, I love that. Hi, and if you don't know me, I'm Kimberly. I share my life, my past and present, and I talk about manifesting, toxic people, bosses, any experience that I've ever had. I share that on my channel to help motivate you so that you can, live a wonderful, full life, although you're going through your crap. Try not to say the bad word. It came in my head just now. Although you're going through your crap, so that you can manifest the future that you see for yourself. All right. So let's get started with the questions. Um, so, what did you realize about healing once you stop waiting to feel ready or whole before you're living your life? Want me to repeat it?
Please.
What did you realize about healing once you stop waiting to feel ready or whole before living your life?
Um, do you want to go or? Uh,
She stumped me with this one.
I can start.
So
It's
when I say
quite.
it says like until you feel ready, like if you don't have to feel ready or whole
Mhm.
before living your life, you're going through your
Yeah. Um, I truly believe that it's something that I've realized now, right? For a while now, that healing is a journey, and that I think we life always brings stuff at us, right? So I think like it's a constant healing process as much as we need to keep living and moving. Because
Mhm.
if you wait to be completely healed, I think you're never gonna move forward. You're just going to be on pause and not doing anything at all. So for me, it's a journey. Once I understood that, yes, I can still be grieving and doing my healing process, but I'm still able to laugh,
Mhm.
travel, have fun, and all of that is actually a part of healing, right? And for me, even traveling is part of my healing process because traveling is something that makes me reconnect with me, really go deep into because when you solo travel, you have to face yourself, your fear, and everything, right? So it's really also um, traveling helped me to heal And yeah, and I realized that he, can you cut that part here? Sorry. Um, anyway, I think that's what I have. That's all I have. Yeah.
Yeah, that, that,
Yeah.
that that's a really good analogy, and I think that's kind of similar to what I was thinking. And I'll kind of put a little bit of Vicky's spin on it as well. Is I have, as the youngest child, I've always stuffed my feelings so that I didn't, bring angst and all this other stuff. So I think I always have kind of had that mask on of, yeah, underneath I'm grieving, I'm sad, I'm hurting, or whatever I am, but I'm still pushing forward. And so for me, while it's not the healthiest, I think that's what's actually helped me keep that I can move on no matter what is going on around me. And I'll give you a really sad example that everybody tells me they couldn't believe I did it. So my mother passed. I told you guys she passed actually on an operating table, and she passed right before Christmas. And the day before her surgery, she and I had this long talk. We laughed, we joked, and she gave me one thing that I needed to do. And I told her, "Oh, Mom, I don't need to do that for you. You're going to be here to do it." And that was to, if anything happened to her, make sure all of the grandkids and their friends got their Christmas gifts that she got for them. And when she passed, and I sucked it up, and I delivered every single one of those Christmas gifts, people couldn't believe that I was able to do that. But that for me was, I just lost my mom. I
Yeah.
made her a promise,
Yeah.
and that's part of my healing, is doing this last thing she asked me to do.
Oh my God, Vicky.
Wow.
Wow.
And
Wow.
and you can imagine, I had
Ouch.
to knock on doors and go to houses, and I had to cry every single time because
Yeah.
everybody was like, couldn't believe that they were getting a gift from her.
And this is so, oh my goodness, the fact that you needed to follow through the promise
Mm-hmm.
and what she
Mm.
asked you. This is so deep and at the same time. Wow. Thank you for sharing that with us, Vicky.
Yeah, I think a lot of times when we look at the healing, there's so many things that we can be healing from. We can be healing
Yeah.
from a death. We can be healing from a sickness. We can be healing from a relationship that went bad, or we lost a job. And we always tend to kind of like really kind of like internalize that, and it's only me, and I'm going to die. No matter what it is, I'm going to die, that what's happened to me. And in that moment, I think my mom's promise kept me from wrapping myself up into that ball and dying.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That hit hard for me. I feel really emotional inside because um, it's not really a promise. When my mom, the last time I think I shared that the last time I saw my mom, I got angry at her. I was
Mm-hmm.
leaving Gabon to go back to France, and she wanted to hug me. And because I was angry at her, I'm like, leave me alone. And then I left. And that was the last interaction I had with her. And that always stayed with me, right? And also, your mom is something, again, we're talking about healing and moving forward, right?
Mm-hmm.
The healing, a mom, and I see Vicky, I see the emotion, and I see a mom is something that is so, I don't know, the relationship with the mom is so deep. I
Mm-hmm.
grieved my dad one, once my mom died. My dad died like 20 years before my mom, but it only hit me about losing a parent when my mom died.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember her telling me, I had camera all the time. She's like, record me, because she wanted to tell us like family stories. Kim, I didn't do it. I never done that because we had time.
Yeah.
We had time. And today I miss her voice. I don't know what her voice sounds like. I know how it sounds like, but I have nowhere to listen to it because we never took camera. And she was telling us, film me taking videos. I know, but like we have time. Your mom is immortal. Even
Yes.
when they said she had cancer and she had 3 months, we didn't believe it. She lasted on for a year,
Mm-hmm.
but it's yeah, and I don't think you ever completely healed of losing a parent like your mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that goes with you all the time, because like when something happened to me and I need to talk, even going to Gabon, like I think I've said so many times, I can't live in Gabon. I don't like Gabon. But the truth is, Gabon doesn't have a space for me to today, because Gabon was my mom.
Mm-hmm.
When I arrived at the airport, you know, she was there to greet me. I had my favorite foods on the table. Today,
Mm-hmm.
when I arrive, I feel so sad when I arrive at the airport. Where am I going? I'm
Right.
going to my empty flat. No one is going to give me any food. Not that I can't buy food, but it's like it's
It's
yeah.
different.
It oh my goodness. So what you did, Vicky? Wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're still healing. You
Mm-hmm.
know, about losing a parent. We're still healing, but life has got to go on. I don't like when people say that, but it's true though, because we have to keep living even for our moms.
Mm-hmm.
Because like for us who have, let's say for those who have kids, even nephew or whoever in your family member, you still have to live on for them, even for them, because your
Mm-hmm.
parents, your sister, whoever, they want you to be happy, right? So yeah, thank
Yep.
you. Yeah, thank you for sharing
That was
this.
so deep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I told you got me with this one. This was going to be get out the shovel.
I love what you shared though.
It
It's
brought back so
beautiful.
many memories for me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
When you were talking about your mom, because for me it was my grandmother that
Um,
she was like my mother. And losing her, I grieved for years, many, many years, until the day I wrote her a letter and told her how mad I was that she had died, and all because she died, I went through hell with everybody else because she was the only person that seemed to love me, and and
Mhm.
that was hard because she died when I was a teenager. It's not like I was an adult and could take care of myself. But yeah. So anyhow, let me answer the
oh my
question.
God, I'm crying. It's this
Sorry.
is oh my God, yes.
Right. So the
Yeah.
question that I wait, so let me try to answer the question now. That was just responding to Vicky. What did you realize about healing wants to stop? I feel like even when I think back about that time, as much as I was really, really mad at my grandmother, and I had to obviously still go to school, I had to still study for my classes, I had to still show up at these people's houses and take their crap.
Mhm.
I There was nothing that I could do. I felt like I don't know. There's so many times I had like suicidal thoughts, and that time was hard. That I was the lowest I've ever been in my life, and just hearing you talk about your mother, and you having that moment where like you could fulfill something of hers. I didn't have that because when my grandmother died, she was in the hospital, and I was at home, and my sister called me and gave me the news. Um, and my sister called me, and my best friend at the time called me too. Um, yeah, but I feel like healing, like you say, like both of y'all said, is you still gotta go on, you still gotta work through it. And like you said, Jazz, it's like although you go through this pain, is like when I left my ex, and although I went through the pain of like going through that horrible relationship, um coming out and finding me, and even with my grandmother and writing that letter, and like but going through like you're healing, but you're still dealing with everyday life. And I
Mhm.
feel like if the best thing you could do though for yourself is that to don't sit in the sadness. Because right now, like I could sit in my sadness. And
Mhm.
as both y'all know, like I'm going through, the whole going to separate from my husband. Probably when this posted, I'll be back. And I'll be smiling. But right now I could sit down my sadness, but I refuse to. I refuse
Mhm.
to sit and feel sad and sorry for myself because I'm going to be separated from my husband. And, I'm thinking about all the different things that I would be able to help him with that he now has to figure out on his own. Like today, he had to just remember one thing, put a lunch in the bag, and he gone to work and forgot lunch on the counter, and it might sound like a little frivolous thing, but if his workplace, he can't leave. Thank God there's Uber. Thank God there's Uber Eats. Um, but what was I saying about healing? Right. So instead of, like, for me right now in this moment, instead of going, I know I talk about so many different things here because this just bring it up all, and then you just remind me of my grandmother. Um, but then for me, especially when it comes to healing, it's not sitting in that
Mhm.
work, moving forward, and also see what I learned from it, see what I gained from it. Because sometimes, like, the saddest thing in your life could be the bestest thing for you.
Mhm.
It shows you your power. That you would have never, if your mother told you, but when I die, you'll be the girl that be going to everybody's house and giving everybody the gifts. You'd be like, please, I'll be a mess in my room, and but it showed you your strength. And I'm sure because you forced yourself to fulfill that promise to her, it built something in you that day. That day, or if it was a
Mhm.
couple of days that you end up doing that, it builds something in you, and it's pushing past the pain to do the thing that you just don't feel like doing. You just want to sit. Like, I really don't want to be on here right now. I want to be sitting down and probably in my little corner, like, just sulking. And I refuse to do that because I know the feeling that I'll have, and I don't want to have that.
Mhm.
And I think that what happens to is that people just like to sit in the pain. They enjoy sitting in the pain, and they
Mhm.
enjoy saying, "Oh, look at me, oh me." And I'm not saying that you don't have those times, but just try to find, like, the best in the situation. I know I said that so much, but this um
You set off a wave.
I yeah. So hopefully I answered.
Mhm.
Hopefully I answered.
Okay, well, I'll try not to be as deep as Kimberly, but we'll see.
Uh,
So my question is, how do you learn to accept what is without giving up on what could be?
okay. How do you learn to accept what is? I'd like to answer it in two parts because otherwise I
Yes.
don't understand everything.
Mm-hmm.
Um, See, it's been a while now that like, just let things go with the flow and
Mm-hmm.
not force things at all. Like, I decided for a long time that the only person I can control it's me and
Mm-hmm.
my reaction to whatever is happening in my life or in life in general, right? I have the choice to either cry about it or, wallow into it, or I accept that's the situation. And I'm right now in that situation in so many different area of my life. But through a lot of meditation, self-development, self-help book, and working a lot on myself, I've been for a while now very comfortable in accepting what is. It doesn't mean being defeated about
Mm-hmm.
anything. It's just like, it is what it is. If it's out of my control, me, screaming, being angry, stressing about it is not going to change anything, just going to make me sick,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the second part, it was without giving up of what could be, right?
Mm-hmm.
By being comfortable, not comfortable, but by accepting what there is and not writing a whole story about that. Because you know how our brain works, right? Something
Yes.
happened, And oh my goodness, I'm the queen of that. I was the queen of that. It's the end of the world. It's World War III. Like I'll go in, oh my goodness, my brain will go so many places. But I've done so much work that I can quiet down all of that down. And now, because I'm at peace with what is, I can now see what could be.
Mhm.
I don't know if it makes sense,
Mhm.
No, that doesn't make
right?
sense.
Mhm.
So, yeah, that's all I've got, guys.
I love that. Trust me. You
Yeah.
answered that like, wow.
Mhm.
So how do I learn to accept what is? Well, right now I gotta accept what is. I gotta go back to my country.
Mm.
I gotta separate from my husband. And I could wallow in like, oh, how bad I'm gonna miss him, and my husband has to work so extra hard just for me to get this visa, and I could literally sit and wallow in that, and the fact that because yes, I'm working part time, but I can work full time. I can go back when I go back to Barbados, and I could go and find a job or whatever. But then that's going to interrupt the time that I get to spend with LeBron when he is off from work. So, and as much as it's, I'm not one of those women that like to sit at home.
Mhm.
Like it drives me nuts. And so as much as like I really can't wait to start back working again.
Mhm.
I really can't wait to have that full time income. And I don't think I'll ever stop my part time job ever, because I love it. I love the freedom I get from that too. But
Mhm.
I have to accept what it is right now. So now, like, going back, like, my plan is, instead of, and I think you just said this to me the other day in our group, um, instead of focusing on the fact that I am, separated from my husband, and I have to go through this process, and how, because we know how painful it is for me. Um, you said to me, pick something that is going to make me excited about it, and my pick is that I'm going to get to my 120 when I'm in Barbados. When I come back, I plan that when I come back, I plan to like really, like, because I won't let him see me, like, how my body changed. You might probably see it in my face. Um, but I plan to like do a full dress down, and so I have like a little excitement thing. And as much as because we're gonna miss out on our anniversary. This is
Aw.
our second year anniversary. We're gonna miss it again. Um, but when I come back, I plan to celebrate it whatever day it is. So
Absolutely.
I'm coming back extra sexy, Kim.
Do you know all that time that you were talking, only one thing was in my mind? Skinny. How do you do that? What's that dance?
Let me try me.
That's what was in my head all that time. Like, so when you come to get you at the airport, you just do, the dance to him right there.
Listen, I'm
Uh,
so tempted to go like stand behind it and do it for y'all. But anyhow.
I think I kind of go back to kind of what Jazz was saying, is just knowing that it's not permanent. It's
Yeah.
temporary. And, for those of you that are not aware of my journey, I'm a caregiver to my mother-in-law who has dementia, and dementia is progressing. And so some days are good, some days are bad. And accepting that it is what it is and we can't fix it,
Yeah.
but knowing that there still can be good days and holding on to those good days. I can tell you though that she still loves me, so
At least.
I mean, she hasn't reverted back to that part of her memory where she could just wring my neck, but and she
thank
hates
God.
my voice, but she's still happy to see me. She still loves having me around. So, and I think that's what I keep holding on to. Yeah, it's getting worse, but the good stuff is still there too. And trying to get Michael to hold on to that too. It's kind of hard when you're seeing his mom slipping away from him, but just trying to say, she still remembers us. She's still happy to see us. She still wants us around, and she doesn't realize all the stuff that we're doing behind the scenes. So that makes her still happy to see us.
Did she realize that you were gone?
She had me reminded, and then when she reminded, it's like now every time we talk to her, she wants to know, did we see penguins?
Oh, okay. Oh,
Aw.
that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Oh, for
nice.
those who don't know, I just came back from a trip from Antarctica.
Yeah. The wow. Far, far, far away land.
Yeah. I can't wait to see those videos.
Oh my
I
goodness,
feel
I
like
can't wait.
I have
you
so
know
much
this.
footage to go through. I got to figure out how not to make a 9,000 hour YouTube video.
It's okay. We'll watch it.
We
We'll
will
watch
watch.
it.
We will
You
watch.
know, honestly, don't cut off all the part, please. Let us enjoy. Yeah.
But
So,
there's somewhere like Michael's putting the GoPro on me. You don't want to see that part,
yeah,
or just a little bit of it.
yeah. It's I don't know. It's one of those places where people can only dream of.
Yeah.
You know,
So,
people.
and I don't want to try to make it sad in any way, shape, or form, but when my father-in-law retired, he and my mother-in-law went on a lot of trips, and they went on a lot of cruises, and they went a lot of places, and they never invited the kids. I don't know if they thought they had to pay for the kids to go, or they just didn't want us around. Not really sure because they never talked about it. But towards the end of my father-in-law's life, Michael asked him, of all the places you've ever been, what should I add to my bucket list? And Antarctica was the number one. And I think that was kind of a way for Michael to have a little bit of that closure with his dad. Let me go see what my dad really told my dad thought this place would change my life. And why didn't he take me with me so we could have changed our lives together? But I can honestly tell you, I won't say it changed my life. It did change something in me, and I got a video that I will be doing about that.
Oh, I know it's gonna be amazing. I can't. Oh my goodness. Yeah.
But you see, even with that story, you kind of show like, although he's healing still,
Mm-hmm.
you know, like he was able to utilize something like that, you know, to sort of like connect, you know. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, I think that's the reason why I did so many of the crazy things I did.
And I'm happy that you did. I'm happy for you. I was like, I will never do things like that. And then I saw this picture and I'm like, whoa, I want to do it with you.
I never thought that I would kayak in an ocean because I'm definitely afraid of deep water.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes.
I never thought I would go down on a submarine under the ocean.
I don't
my
know.
God.
It makes me woozy.
Um,
In Barbados, we have a submarine.
I never thought I'd be tooling around the ocean in a raft.
Wow.
Wow.
Oh wow. You are wild. Oh my goodness. That's amazing.
No. Let's just say I was a
Woman.
nervous wreck the entire time, and now
It doesn't matter.
I'm
You
back on
did it.
land.
You did
Yeah.
it. You are a bold woman. Vicki and Kim, would you actually, there's something that I would not do. You know, the bungee jumping?
I can't do
Yeah.
that one.
I'll try. Once somebody's on my back, you know, like one of the professional people thingy, I'll try it. You
There's
mean the
several
jumping off
ones. The
thingy?
one where they throw you in the air and your head goes and
No,
your feet are attached.
no, not. You mean the one with the rope?
Yeah, the one with the rope.
Yes.
Nope.
Hell no. No.
No, I'd be dead. I wouldn't have, by the time they push me, I'd be dead right there. I
Yeah.
will ride already. I'm dead. They just called the ambulance to take me because oh my goodness, my heart won't take it.
I can't do that.
No.
I can't. That's why I can't even do roller coaster. I've been to Orlando so many times. I've done all the attraction park in America because they're so good, best one in the world. But I was in the cups. I would not go in those crazy stuff. No, my kids.
When I was younger, I would do the
not.
roller coasters, but
Yeah.
And now that I'm older, I can't do them
I can't like my heart
because
is
now
like,
my
oh,
mind goes to wait a minute, did I just hear a screw fall off this thing? Wait a
Yeah,
minute, when was the last time they had a maintenance check? You know, the
yeah,
matureness in me is like, I don't
yeah,
trust this thing. They got little
uh,
kids running it. I don't know if I trust this.
yeah. All right, ladies. So I have a question for you as well. Um, so how do you keep living fully when parts of you are still hurting?
Oh, so I don't know if there's a good answer to this, but this reminded me of um, when my daughter died. She was born the third day, and she died on the sixth day. And that's the first time in my life I ever saw peace, but it was the most pain ever I've ever experienced. Because obviously it was a full term pregnancy.
Mm,
Um, and back then I had like the worstest ever bosses ever. And she had the audacity to call me and ask me if I'll be this is how the story goes because I'll just share the full story. What was the question again? Sorry. Let me get the question so I can answer the question.
how do
Fully
you keep?
living, fully living parts of you. Right.
Mhm.
Right. I had a boss back then, and mind you, when we lost our daughter, my ex went into. All right, so I'll leave out the boss part. Let me tell you about the ex. He went into this whole big rage in the hospital. He was, throwing about their tables and their chairs and whatever. Um, and I literally, like, kind of like told myself, this man can't handle this. I can't handle it, but I've been through pain already. I'll deal with mine later. Well, that was mine in 2020. So basically, like, I literally, like, and that's not something good that I don't ever recommend doing. Never put aside your pain to for somebody's whatever. I'm not saying that he didn't have pain, but like, the nurse at the time came in and said, this is the time that you have to be, there for mommy, which is me. Because this could be a very hard time, very difficult time. Now it was all turned on him because those people, they love the attention and everything is them. So it was never about me and my pain. It was about what he couldn't handle. So I had to go back to work 6 weeks after. My boss didn't even notify my workplace that I lost my baby. So I was telling everybody, was like, how was the baby? I'm like, I lost her. And then they felt like so uncomfortable because she didn't do her due diligence. Because I felt like if it was on purpose too, because like when I was coming back to work, she asked me, because there was a girl that was pregnant around the same time as me. She got her baby in August. I got mine in October. And she asked me out, when you come back into work, will you be jealous that everybody has their children and you don't have yours? And I said no. And
You're such an evil woman.
she was.
Just pure
Um,
evil.
so my plan was when I go back to work, then obviously now is not letting. Now I have to deal with the narcissistic husband at home with all the attention. When I go into work now, I can't break down at work because I can't let this woman wallow in my pain. Because come December of that same year, she was so lazy, like she was just so lazy. She never moved from behind her desk. So why is she Christmas time? She's going down to collect the presents for the people in the department, and she comes back up and she's sorting them out. And I'm there. She makes sure she sorts them. This is for this person's child, and this is for this person's child, and this is for this person. This is 2 months after I've just lost my baby, and I had to literally, like, I don't know where I find the strength sometimes. I'll be honest. I don't know where I find the strength. But I found the strength that time to completely ignore. And the first time I actually really got the time to mourn my daughter was when I was writing that book in 2020. And I sat down and I bawl my eyes out. Like I don't know if I've ever cried so much in my life. It was like the worst pain I've ever released, from me.
Mm.
Um, right. So how do you live? Still trying to keep with these things. So how do you keep living fully in person? Right. So I would say like and all that time with dealing with that pain of losing my child, I feel like if I kind of numb myself from it until I felt a safe space to
Mhm.
be able to release it. Because not everybody, I feel I've come to realize that not everybody that's around you obviously doesn't always want good for you. They kind of want to see you break, and I have too much pride to break in front of the people that want to see and wallow in it.
You know, I'm sorry, I'm just going to reply quickly to what you just said.
Mm-hmm.
I think that is a society, or for me, in my culture, right? Sorry, I just put the Vicks because I have a pain in my throat now. It's like, oh, overpowering. Um, in my culture, it's like showing weakness, showing pain, and because I grew up with that image of being the strong woman is like whatever, right? And I feel like even when my mom died, it's the same. I didn't cry. People were like, "Oh, she
Mhm.
lost her mom," but she's not even crying. And when you say you would hold your pain to not let other people see you break down, I think it's something that we need to change. I think in that instead we need to allow ourselves to feel the hurt and heck with the other people. you
Yeah,
know because
Mhm.
the more we bottle down the pain, the more it hurt us inside, and the more it's going to be like that big cry and pain that you had because you hadn't let go. And I know because
yeah.
I did that too.
Mhm.
Okay, so um yeah, sorry, I just wanted to add that because, and my goodness, you've gone through so much, Kim. And when I see you today with on your channel, and I say that all the time, is I understand the way you approach your channel and the way you approach life today, right? Because you've gone through a lot of things at such a young age, and you're still like a very young woman. So um,
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, but to respond back to you though, now if I feel, but I'm not around those. I don't have those types of people in my life anymore that
Hmm.
will wallow in my pain, that will love and feel so good to see me in pain, because they want to see me break or broken or whatever. So now, like, if I'm in pain about anything, trust me, I'm drama queen.
Good. Good.
Mhm.
Okay.
I am
Let
drama queen, and I'll scream, I'll shout, I'll cry. Trust me, my husband will
Good.
tell you.
Mhm.
I'm
Okay.
drama queen.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree with you. Gone are the days of holding in stuff and not letting it out because it only hurts you worse in the long run.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like along the lines of what you were saying, Jazz, about um, I can not feel guilty about being happy and moving on because I know that's what they would have wanted me to do.
Mm.
Yeah.
I know that they wouldn't want me crawled up in a ball and or in the bottom of a bottle or doing any of those things that would keep me or prevent me from living. Um, and my mom says she didn't work that so hard on me that for me to give up.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I have to go back to what you were saying. I'm sorry. I can't make this about me now. I can't make this but I did the same thing, Jazz, like you were saying about holding in your own pain. I don't know what it is about me and kids, but it seems like every single time something tragic happened, I'm surrounded by kids.
Mm.
So at my dad's funeral, I kid you not, one niece decided at the funeral they don't want to sit with their parents. She came and sat on this knee. Her cousin came and sat on this knee. And so the entire funeral service, I'm trying not to upset the babies.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
It's when my grandfather passed, and he passed at home, and so I had to run over there, help my grandma out and stuff. And cousins, little cousins, I'm playing with her. I can't let her know what's going on. She's a baby in a walker, trying not to bring her down. And I hid all of that. I stuffed everything because every single time something tragic happened, I'm surrounded by kids and I don't want to make them sad. And I got to take it back to what you were saying is sometimes you got to do what you need to do for you, regardless of what's around you.
Completely.
Vicki, the fact though that every single time something, like sad happens, or like y'all realizing that you're supposed to, this is your breakdown moment, and you're surrounded by kids, that's an energy that's pulling them to you.
I know.
And it might just seem like, oh, I can't break down, in front of this kid, but for me, like, I'm a visual, spiritual type of person. I think of it as like, remember that children are just like these free spirited beings. And then they're sometimes used because they don't know, they don't realize that, oh, I want to come to, there's something that tells them, oh, go to Auntie Vicki, but really and truly it's like a divine thing that's sending them to you. And you might not realize it might be although you might not get to fully break down, they bring a peace
To
a
you.
joy
Absolutely.
to you that you
Yeah.
need in that moment. Is if God is using that kid to say like, I got you, Vicki.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
got
believe
you.
that too.
My nephew at the time, because he's a grown man now, but when he was a baby, he had this smile that could just light up in a room. And so when he sat on my knee and turned to me and smiled through the whole darn service, I was like, could you turn around?
Oh my God. Yeah. There's nothing at all to do with what we're talking about here, but I'm still going to say it. It's like in my culture, they say that every woman on earth is a mother because we, like in Gabon, we have a lot of infertility, due to, I don't know what happened in the
Right.
50, 40, 70, there was vaccine, something that happened. A lot of women are infertile. But I have like a lot of my big sister that don't have children, not by choice, because some women just don't have children by choice. All our kids call them Mama somebody, like Mama Vicki, Mama Kim, Mama, because they are a mom. Because as you say, you look after your nephew, these kids come to you, you look, we educate. That's why they say the village educate the children, right? It's like women we have, I don't know, that just, yeah.
Yeah, I get that too. Now that you're talking about children, before I ask the question, I have a question for the audience, but I want to add this part here. I have this weird thing that happens to me. Like whenever I'm out, and it's not nothing to do like sadness or whatever, but whenever I am out, don't matter where I am, and there's a child, they smile at me. They literally, I had last year, we were walking. This to me was the one that really stood out for me. This little girl, she's walking with her mommy's pushing the buggy, and she's walking at the side, and she has her little thing in her hand, and she's holding it, and she literally tucks it into her thing. And as soon as she's passing me, she looks up at mommy, make sure mommy is not looking, and she looks at me. She does like this. Like, it's so weird. Like every single time. I don't know if that probably adds to the baby fever now.
Kids are so precious. Kids are so precious.
They
You know?
are. I go online and I just watch them. They're
Yeah.
so sweet.
No, I don't do that because you have like the baby fever. You still very young. I don't have that. I want to look after them for a few minutes. That you okay? Go back to your mom now. because I've looked after kids already. So yeah, but no, kids are precious. Like
They are.
I'm just going to say something quickly. It's like when my kids were small, the youngest, right? I'm angry because she did something so bad, and like I'm going there to be angry at her, right? Like go to your, and then she comes on the front of me, and then she do a dance, and then
Yeah.
she's like, and then you don't have any other choice but to laugh. And sometimes I would be like, try to not look at her to tell her, okay, go, but I just want to laugh so bad.
Mm-hmm.
They're so precious. They have that magical innocence, and anyway, yeah. But
Makes
Yep.
me proud to say my nephew, because last time I was out there, we play this game where I catch him. So he'll say, "Auntie, catch me." Right? So I was running behind, and he's running so fast, as if his feet isn't touching the floor. Anyhow, and then he runs into the kitchen and he slids and he bumps his head. Here, boom,
Oh.
big goofy, like right there. 2 minutes later, Auntie, catch
that's
me.
good.
I'm like,
Yep.
you're mad. I catch you no more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you gotta love the children. Okay,
Yeah.
I have this question I'm gonna put on the screen here for the viewers, and Vicky and Jazz, you're free to answer it too as well. Are there any areas in your life you are waiting to be healed before you allow yourself to live?
I think if you had asked me that question a year ago, I would have said yes. Now I'm saying no.
It's true. I almost have the same answer that as Vicky, because yeah, there was an area of my life where I was really struggling with, but I'm free from it completely.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't wait for it anymore. Yeah, but
Yeah.
it's just to help the people around. I think we wait a lot around relationships. That's the thing where a lot of people wait for. You
Mm-hmm.
know, wait for a love that's not returned to you. Wait for
A
um, you
friendship.
know, a friendship
Yeah,
and all of that. So yeah, not waiting anymore for or any of that.
yeah. I have a relationship which I think y'all know about, but I wouldn't exactly say what type of relationship it is that I've been waiting for. And as of this year, I said, nope, I'm done with that. I
Mm.
literally, like, people say don't give up, but that's behind me now.
Mm-hmm.
The door will always be open, but I'm done waiting. I feel like
Yeah,
there's sometimes in our lives that we just
Right.
got to let go, no matter who it is,
a
because
hundred percent.
it's your peace. It's your peace that you're
Oh my goodness. Yeah, same as you. I have so many people in my life where I'm like, no, that's okay. I can't allow them in my life anymore. I need to protect myself. It's like, you have a wound that healed and there's a scab. How do you call it? Scab or
Yeah, it's got the scab.
yeah, it's like going back to these people is reopening that wound.
Yep.
yeah,
Open. No, thank you. And you need to let it heal completely.
Mm-hmm.
And because no, your peace is so much more important. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
yeah. I agree. Oh, I thought you just a stick. Okay, so you put your comments underneath. If you have any, I'm going to move that from there, and I think that is it. So as we come to a closing, before I do the full close, do you, Jazz and Vicky, do you have anything you want to say to the viewers? Anything you have coming up, or
So no, I don't have anything new that is coming up. Just wanted to say this was a really, really deep topic, and I'm really glad that we have this discussion. And for anybody out there who's feeling like you're waiting for permission to live, I hope this was your permission.
me
Absolutely.
too? Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely. Listen to your body. Don't force anything. Okay. Baby steps. Put
Mm-hmm.
one foot after another, and in time, things will align always.
Mm-hmm.
These two should pass. So no matter what happened in life. So yeah.
Yeah. I think both of y'all said basically what was in my head in regards to the same thing.
We've
You know,
learned a lot.
yeah. It will pass, and don't hold on. Don't do what I did, when it came to, grieving for my daughter. Don't hold on. That you have to let go of the pain so you can heal and move forward. And
Mhm.
you might not be able to take gifts like Vicki did, but do something to, cheer you up in that moment. All right. So as we come to closing, I want to say, if you're healing and still living, you're not doing it wrong. You don't need to be whole to move forward. You don't need to be perfect to deserve joy. Life is allowed to happen while healing happens. You're allowed to live now. That's it for this video. Thank you so much, Vicki and Jazz, for joining me today. Uh, we had a really good discussion.
Always a pleasure.
Always a
Always a
pleasure.
pleasure. Yeah. It's like our own self therapy. It
Yeah,
was
it is.
it was
It
beautiful. Yeah.
is. It
Yeah.
is. Okay,
Yes.
So
bye.
Bye. See
okay.
you next time.
Okay. See you next time.